Welcome to May, everyone. It's May 1st, as we said here, looking at a nice, cold, overcast day with the potential of frost. So I wanted to put together a video of what to expect with our three crops, corn, wheat, and beans. This is our forecast map from the National Weather Service out of northern Indiana. You can really see it's going to be a pretty distinct line between actual freeze and frost. If you look at the line that goes across that way, kind of how the rainfall fell, everybody north of there is going to flirt with freezing, and everyone to the south, where most of the crop is planted, is probably going to stay above freezing. So right away, that's good news. We can probably rule out having any kind of freeze injury, and we're looking primarily at frost. So let's dive right into the crop. Corn, I don't have any concern. Our oldest corn is sitting probably at V2 right now. This picture on the left is going to signify a lot of what we'll see. I expect to see some plant wilting, but what we will see with that is almost 100% recovery. So had a bit of this last year. We had a June frost, corn that was bigger than this. Growing point was still below the ground and well protected. So what you see is that tissue will get a greenish brown, wilty look to it, but then right out of the center of the whorl, you'll see new growth come out of there. So other than a few plants in the field that'll have trouble pushing through that frosted tissue, I expect almost no effects on corn whatsoever. So as we look to wheat, pretty similar story. Wheat is fairly advanced here as we set in 2026 compared to normal years. So wheat I've looked at has been anywhere from joining. I would say most of it's actually in the boot stage, and we have a little bit in the south that's actually you can see some heads starting to pop out. And you look in the second column here where we're looking at the temperatures. Once again, I don't think we're going to flirt with these temperatures. Wheat tends to be a pretty hardy crop and can tolerate the cold. It doesn't look like we're going to get to that 28 in the boot stage, and that would have to be a prolonged 28. As you see at the top of that header, 2 hours or more. So it doesn't look like we're going to get with this. So much like corn, I believe that wheat's going to be unaffected by the cold as well. So the crop that probably will show the most damage and have the most potential would be soybeans. So like this picture on the left shows, you're going to see a multitude of burning, blackening on the plants. The biggest thing with beans is you're going to need they're fairly stress tolerant, and the younger they are, so beans that are in the ground are going to be fine. That wet soil that we got's a pretty good insulator. Beans that are just making up or coming through are pretty resilient to cold as well. So our oldest beans that have the cotyledons out are starting to get the unifoliates will show some damage. But the important thing that I've learned over the years with beans and frost injuries, you really need to give them time. Unfortunately, we're wet enough that we probably are going to have to give them time no matter what, because you can't get right in and replant them. In most cases, in my experience, you don't have to. So you leave them set 3 or 4 days. You'll look at new meristems that will come here. Each side of that, you might see new apical buds take off there and go, or no damage at all. So the important thing with beans is give them a look, but don't be in a hurry to do anything. They need 3 or 4 days to see what kind of replant or regrowth potential you're going to have. I expect, again, very little damage with beans, but out of the three crops, it would be the one to watch. So hope this helped and relieved some of your worries. And if you have any questions, give us a shout. Thank you.